What is the best way for me to talk to my Hindu neighbor about Christ?
Well, first of all, I find Hindu people, I've met them all over the world, India, Nepal, Bali, Indonesia, and in many other parts of the country, even in South America, the Hindu communities I've met, they're very delightful people, very open, very receptive. Of course, they believe in everything is God. They are a pantheistic religion. So in that sense, they're very open to hear about Jesus. So here's how I approach speaking with any group of people I learn from Christ himself. Number one, listen. What did Jesus do when he met the woman in Samaria? Maybe the Samaritans had a little similar beliefs, you know, they're different from the Jewish people. He listened to her. In fact, it's almost, you almost have to laugh to yourself when you read the story in John 4, because Jesus hardly got a word in edgewise. That woman, she was just talking away. And I think Jesus is saying, listen to someone. Rather than being so eager, I got to go and witness, I got to share Christ, ease up, let them talk. And so, Megan, I would say to Raymond here, ask the person, what do you believe? How do you feel about this? What is life's purpose? What do you think happens when you die? What do you have? And very soon you'll find, because Hindu people are so delightful, I enjoy them, they will ask you, well, what do you believe? Then the door opens up and you can just because you were invited to share. So that's how I approach not only Hindu friends, but people of all kinds of persuasions.
Very good. Next question is coming from John. You have given reports of reaching millions through social media. Are there any reports of healing from these?
Well, yes. In fact, of course, it's different when we do these campaigns on social media, and we are up to now many millions of people. I'm sure we're approaching 25, 26 million people that we have reached, and we're probably going to soon be at 2 million who actually participated in the whole service. I mean, it's a pretty good sized meeting. Now, if you're live in a stadium and you start asking people who has received from the Lord, you get that instant response. And so it's a little different when you're doing it on social media. Often there's a bit of a delay actually in different countries. But we've had some amazing things happen. We have had people, I think, I forget which one of our campaigns that we did, some of us actually in the hospital and on Facebook Live listening to our campaign. And they were there visiting with a very sick relative, and that relative was healed right on the spot in the hospital there. We had one other situation, just comes to mind spontaneously. Somebody, while I was preaching in that social media campaign, had sent in a prayer request, and they ran up to the, you maybe couldn't see it if you're watching, but it was a slip that was put on the podium saying so-and-so is listening, and they want you to pray for them. So, I didn't even look at it then. 10 minutes later, another slip came and says, oh, don't bother praying. I've already been healed. So, yes, there's no limit to God. And that's a good thing when you're on television. So I hope that answers the question.
Jasmine is asking this. She says, I hear the expression great reset, and it concerns me. I've heard our Prime Minister as well as the Pope talk about it. Is this connected with end-time prophecy?
Well, I'm so glad that my good co-worker Nathan Thurber is here, because him and I were just discussing this phrase. Was it yesterday, Nathan? I think we were talking about it, so I look forward to hear what you're going to say. You may have more wisdom on this. I don't feel fully ready to answer this yet. I don't look at it as an end-time thing. The world has gone through resets at various times. And, when Marxism came, the doctrine of Karl Marx, it reset many countries like China and Russia and Albania. And so I am very concerned, though. I have read up on it a little bit, and I might address it more fully in a future program. But it seems to be a neo-Marxist philosophy. And I was very concerned when our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, spoke about that, and he said that now the COVID-19 has provided an opportunity for a reset. This seems to be the buzzword, reset. I mean, I couldn't help but think, well, in the beginning of this was like we're going to just shut everything down for 2-3 weeks to flatten the curve. And now we're going to reset the whole country. And it's a globalist agenda that gives power to the United Nations, and socialist agenda. And I am not pro-socialist. I was raised in a socialist democratic country, and it's basically a materialistic philosophy. that emphasizes only the material world and disregards the spiritual dimensions. And so God is marginalized. But yeah, I'm concerned about it.